Yo, what's going on, y'all? Been a minute since I made a video. I know it has. You don't even gotta tell me too much. You know, don't beat the horse. Don't beat a man down when he's already on the ground. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, been a while since I made a video. A lot has happened over that time. Y'all gotta remember, man, I got a life. I got things I gotta do. And also, sometimes I'll be scared to make videos because it's like, A, I don't know what to make, or B, the camera don't record right, or C, I feel like sometimes the content isn't worth it. But I have to get over that. I have to stop thinking about things too much. I have to stop, getting in my own way of creating this content creation, which leads me to today's video, which is about overthinking. There's this book that's been going around TikTok called Don't Believe Everything You Think. And the book is written by Joseph Yin, and basically what he's trying to teach you is to not be your own worst enemy, to not overthink things, to not riddle yourself with anxiety. Because a lot of the things that we go through, especially in this generation where we overthink things, we go through anxiety, depression, things like that, a lot of it is self-inflicting and ultimately in our head because we most of the time choose for it to be that way. So I went ahead, I bought the book. It's about less than 100 pages of content. And through reading it, I've been able to break down at least four elements. I've been able to break down at least 4 elements that I have seen in the book that I'm going to share with you guys today that also help me get this perspective on life, help me view things this way. And hopefully for one of y'all out there, it'll help you guys view the same way. So I'm horrible at transitioning into things. I'm not finna sugarcoat nothing. Let's get right into it.
I am the unmitigated champion of justice.
It is within us as people innately to have a thought or an ambition or a goal to drive to. It's only when you start thinking about that thought that it then becomes negative. A good example of this is, say you want to start a automobile business and you want to be part of the sports car industry, so you want to rival Lamborghini, Ferrari, BMW, all these other sports performing cars. And you're like, man, I think I have a shot. I think I can incorporate more aerodynamics into this car, or I can make a sleeker look. What if I can make them all electrical and just have as much, if not more horsepower than what the regular gas cars are doing today? What if I make a better version of Tesla, just a sports mode of Tesla, sports company, car company, but it's like a Tesla. It's a great thought to begin with. It's a great thing to aspire to do. But then when you start thinking about it, especially when you start thinking about it in a more regressive way, like, oh, yeah, I can do that. I can do this, but maybe the car industry is too saturated. Maybe I don't really have the capital. I don't even know where to get the capital to do all this kind of stuff. Maybe I'm not cut out to do this. I gotta get a certificate or at least some knowledge in automobile training. I don't even know where to start. Oh man, I gotta implement some physics too because it's aerodynamics. Oh man, maybe I'm not cut out for this. When you start thinking like that, that's when you sell yourself short. That's when you have already denied yourself. So then that goes back to negativity is the enemy. There are people who will tell you, do go to college, or there are people who will tell you, don't go to college, and then they'll give you all these reasons as to why you shouldn't. And they'll try to get you in that thinking mode of regression. They'll try to get you in that thinking mode of regression. And the main thing that you don't want to do is be consumed by it. And more importantly, start getting into that mindset of thinking. Because then you hold yourself back. The richest place in the world is the gravesite. Because everyone who has passed away at least had one dream that they never accomplished. I mean, you get one life in this world. It would behoove you to not waste it. Do not let negativity, which is the enemy, seep into your mind. Do not let your thinking take over the initial good thought that you had. Part 2, get out your own way. Oh, I said that wrong. Part 2, stop surviving, or get out your own way. It is your body's way of thinking to pursue comfort over ambition. as the nature of the two are antonyms. They are polar opposites against each other. For you to pursue something that is ambitious, you have to be willing to get out your comfort zone. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable. And then for you to seek comfort, you have to do what's the ordinary, which we're used to. Because the mind of a human seeks comfort when it is introduced to something that's unfamiliar, that's uncomfortable, it will try everything in its power to reject it. So a good example of this is going back to being an entrepreneur. If you're used to always having income, say you're used to getting $1 million a year, you got a good little corporate job or whatever, you worked your way up to, you're probably a VP, director, all that. But you're doing a good job in your field, but you want something more. You're like, man, I don't think I want to be a VP for a logistics company. Maybe I can own a logistics company. So then you quit your job. You're like, man, I'm going to start this Peyton Logistics, Pinnacle Logistics, whatever. You get all the resources, stuff that you need. You might even start making your first little revenue. But because you start finding hurdles along the way, your brain starts thinking, man, maybe I should have stayed in VP sales. Maybe I should have stayed in VP logistics. The only person who can determine your value is you. That is the only person who can truly know your value is you and God. Other people's determination of your value is, for the most part, subjective. So when I talk about being in a survival mindset, when I talk about stop surviving and stuff like that, I'm basically saying get out your comfort zone. Explore things in this world. Pursue the goals that you want to have. Ask for that salary. Get some new friends if you don't like the people who are around you. Change your environment if you don't like the environment that you're in. Go to the gym. If you're uncomfortable with your body, if you don't like the way your body is, and you know you like ice cream and watching Grey's Anatomy or ice cream and watching anime, you're going to have to be a little bit uncomfortable to shed them pounds, my boy. You're going to have to do some things you really don't want to do. You're going to have to stop surviving and thrive. Do more than the next person. Do more than what you expect out of yourself. Thrive in the environment that you have. Thrive in the business world. It's the people who are the most disagreeable who are in the management positions, who are the directors, who are the CEOs, who are the stockbrokers. People who are disagreeable are the ones who get what they want. People who are more agreeable, who are in that surviving mindset, who are just bending the knee and lowballing themselves for everybody else, people pleasing, they get nothing. And it's not to say, it's not to say to be delusional or to be narcissistic. Disagreeable is basically me saying, I know my value, I know my standards, I know the kind of person that I am, I know my character. And I will not step out of bounds of any three of those things for anybody or anyone. So yeah, stop surviving, thrive, and do more than the bare minimum. Part 3, flow state. The state of non-thinking when completing a task is known as flow state. It is when we are in these modes of completing a task, a goal, that we actually find ourselves to be the most fulfilling and the most happiest. We feel the most complete. I should say that. That we are not these procrastinators or these unmotivated people. And I feel like a lot of our generation like say that, I put off work because I'm just a procrastinator, or I'm just not really motivated to do it. You're not a procrastinator. You just choose not to do what is necessary. You're not unmotivated. You're more so just afraid of failure, or even sometimes afraid of success, because that's a real thing. Afraid of actually achieving something. So now you know there's a certain expectation that comes with that achievement. Some people are afraid of its success. But again, it goes to what we find purpose in life to be. We find purpose in life in doing what we love, in accomplishing goals, and achieving things. So that's in education, going to school and getting that bachelor's degree. You take 4 years out of your life, roughly almost 1,400 days out of your life to grind for a piece of paper that you deem worthy because it shows I've completed something I've studied for this over an extensive period of time, and I'm now certified in this field. All the long nights, all the hard tests, all the fails, all the lost friends, everything that went over through your 4 years in college is all to nothing once you get that piece of paper. Because again, in flow state, Everything that you did leading up to that point, you understand was a sacrifice. It was part of the journey. And more so, people miss college after they leave because they've appreciated the journey so much. And it doesn't have to just be college. Certifications, right? When you're driving towards a certification, say a software development certification. I know those are big in like the tech field. Say you're driving towards a software development certification, like let's say UX UI design. Getting that certification, when you're finally complete, you feel a sense of accomplishment. You feel a sense of purpose. You're like, man, 9 months to a year and a half, I've worked my butt off to get to this point. The work is not done, but I'm happy that I completed what I did. You're happy that you achieved something. You're happy that you accomplished the goal that you set out to do. You feel a sense of enlightenment, a sense of joy. There was probably some nights that you cried because you didn't know how to code. There was probably some nights that you couldn't go out with your friends because you was like, man, I can't go to them because I'm trying to finish this. There was probably some nights that you even had doubts getting into tech, that you had doubts that you were even cut out for it. The problem that people have when it comes to achieving a goal is never really the work. It's just always the doubt, always the constant thinking that goes along with the journey, like the denial that they give themselves, the questions that they ask themselves. Am I really cut out for this? Is this really the goal that I want to pursue? And then they end up hindering themselves and they just drop it. They just drop a project that they had planned and they don't complete it anymore. They never just go. It's always they have to take this, like, I don't know, this like toe dip into the pool when you should just fully jump in. You keep trying to test if the water in the pool is cold. You'll only know and you'll only get used to the cold if you jump into the pool, essentially. You feel what I'm saying? So you can sit here and think about what you want to do all day. You can sit here and have these happy thoughts that you want to have all day. You can sit here and dream the most elaborate and progressive and helpful dreams in the world for anybody. But it means nothing if you don't take that first step to actually getting it done. It means nothing if you don't actually continue to be consistent in completing that goal, in achieving that dream. So what's holding you back? What is keeping you from locking in and getting into your flow state? What is stopping you from being the best person that you can be every single day? It's the thinking. Hence, that's why you should keep staying in flow state and lock in. Part 4, God is in your gut. Without faith, we have no purpose. And without God, we have no faith. If you think about your dreams or ambitions, could you ever really attribute it to your family or your friends as much as you could God? I mean, sure, your mom might be a nurse and that might influence you to be a nurse, or your dad might be a doctor and that might influence you to be a doctor, or your friend might be joining the military and that might influence you to be in the military. All these different things, but truly, when it comes to dreams and goals that you have for yourself, or even just who you are as a person, these thoughts that you have, could you ever really attribute them to the people that are around you? Or would you more so attribute it to God? Ambition, intuition, morality, purpose, these are all things that we possess within our natural being, with or without people, accompanied or alone. These are things that we just have. These are things that are just tethered to our character, that we just build either from seeing other people or just naturally having it. Like some people just have a natural sense of morality. Sometimes you don't need to see someone being killed to know that killing is bad. Sometimes you don't need to see doing crack cocaine to know that crack cocaine is bad. You feel what I'm saying? So certain things that are within us, like intuition, morality, purpose, ambition, sometimes we don't need to see an astronaut to know that we want to be an astronaut. So just different things. I say all this to say that God lives in you and that he has a plan and a purpose for your life. But in order for you to be where you want, first you need to believe in yourself. He already believes in you. You just got to meet him halfway. You must put in the work, walk in faith and not by sight, not second guessing yourself or questioning the legitimacy of what your value is in this world. Tomorrow isn't promised and neither are your dreams. So why hold yourself back more? Why not trek forward and push forward and do more and be more? And more importantly, not believe everything that you think, not being your own worst enemy, not being of negative heart, not putting yourself in a survival mindset, basically not lowballing yourself for other people. If you don't set the standard for yourself, if you don't set an expectation for yourself, if you don't set a goal for yourself, and more so not make it negative while you're getting there, if you never put a value on yourself, then when will you? When will you deem yourself a good enough person to achieve the goal that you want? God is in your gut. So basically trust your gut. Go after that dream. Go after that YouTube channel that you want to start. Ask that girl out. Change your friends if you don't like your environment around them. Go pursue that career. And don't second guess yourself when you are doing these things in life, because again, tomorrow's not promised. But yeah, y'all, that was the book. Don't believe everything you think. It's on Amazon. It costs like a Chipotle. But yeah, y'all, that was that's the end of this video. Don't overthink things. Don't succumb to performance anxiety. I think that's the best word to explain it. You know, put yourself in a state of flow. Put yourself in a state where wherever you're going, you lock in and you stay diligent in going in that direction. That's it for the video. I got more coming up. Sorry, this is probably gonna be so badly edited, but y'all don't understand. It's been like a year and a half since I've really recorded for real. So it's kind of awkward recording. You feel me? You feel me? But yeah, y'all, peace. I got more content on the way. Hopefully I can talk better in those. And yeah, we out here. Peace.